Today, we will be studying the past perfect continuous. In Unit 92, we studied the present perfect continuous, and we will compare the two tenses. So let's see the past perfect continuous versus the present perfect continuous. Remember that we use the present perfect continuous when we talk about an action which began in the past and is still happening in the present. Like this. I have been working. The present perfect continuous is formed with has or have depending on the person, the past participle form of the verb to be, been, and the verb in the ing form. Now, do you know when we use the past perfect continuous? We use the past perfect continuous to indicate that an action began in the past and continued up until another time in the past. Let's look at this example of the past perfect continuous. I had been working. The past perfect continuous is formed with had, the past participle form of the verb to be, been, and the verb in the ing form. Both refer to an action that began in the past and continued for a certain amount of time. However, the main difference to note is that we use the past perfect continuous to refer an action that began in the past and continued sometime, but that also ended in the past. One thing worth pointing out is that the past perfect is more commonly used in British English than in American English. Let's continue with examples of past perfect continuous in the affirmative. Let me give you more examples. I had been working in my office all weekend. We had been going out together for 3 years when we got married. They had been training hard every day for a year and they won the gold medal. As you can see, all of these actions began in the past, continued, and then also ended in the past. Now let's have a look at the past perfect continuous in the negative. As usual, we form the negative adding the word not after had. Look at this negative sentence. She hadn't been working here long when she got married and left. With contraction, it is, she hadn't been working here long when she got married and left. Let me give you more examples. They hadn't been listening, so they didn't understand the question. I hadn't been driving long when I had my first accident. That was easy, wasn't it? All right. All that is left to see is the past perfect continuous in the interrogative form. Let's take a look at these examples of questions in the past perfect continuous form with their corresponding short answers. Had you been studying very much before you took the exam? Yes, I had. Had they been drinking when they had the fight? No, they hadn't. Had he been working hard when he had his heart attack? Yes, he had. As you can see, all we have to do is move had to the beginning of the sentence to create a question.